students, welcome to Ajaxra Academy YouTube channel. In this session, I am going to discuss system of particles and rotational motion in this uniform circular motion. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel. Please share your valuable comments in the comment section. Okay, let us go to the today's session. Relation between linear speed and angular speed. Let us discuss. Consider a particle performing uniform circular motion along the circumference of circle of radius r. This is the circle. Here we are taking the particle. Let its constant linear speed be v and angular speed be omega. In small interval of time delta t, the particle moves from A to B through a distance delta s and the radius vector rotates through an angle delta theta. First, the particle is at A at a distance of r and it is moving from A to B distance delta s and the radius vector rotates an angle delta theta. Therefore, delta s is equals to r delta theta. Therefore, this can be written as delta s by delta t is equals to r into delta theta by delta t. So, differentiating with respect to delta t. So, as delta t implies to 0, then we get limit delta t tends to 0, delta s by delta t is equals to r, limit delta t tends to 0, delta theta by delta t. Therefore, ds by dt is equals to r d theta by dt. Now, relation between linear speed and angular speed is, now here we are writing ds by dt is equals to v, that is linear speed, and d theta by dt is equals to omega, that is angular speed. So, now the relation between linear speed and angular speed is v is equals to r omega. So, in vector form, the relation between linear velocity and angular velocity is given by the vector product, that is v bar is equals to omega bar cross r bar. Okay. The linear velocity is always perpendicular to the radius vector. So, the angular velocity is perpendicular to the planes of radius vector and linear velocity. Now, uniform circular motion as an accelerated motion. Velocity is a vector quantity, therefore it has magnitude and direction. So, in uniform circular motion, the magnitude of velocity is constant. See this, here we take a circle and this particle is moving along the circumference of circle. However, the direction of velocity keeps changing. So, when the particle is moving along the circumference of circle, its direction changes. So, acceleration is rate of change in velocity. Therefore, uniform circular motion is an accelerated motion because of changing in direction of velocity. Now, let us discuss MCQs. First one, relation between angular speed and linear speed is v bar is equals to r bar cross omega bar, and v bar is equals to omega cross r, and v bar is equals to omega bar cross r bar. None of the above. So, the relation between angular speed and linear speed is v bar is equals to omega bar cross r bar. Next, uniform circular motion is an accelerated motion. A, true, B, false. So, uniform circular motion is an accelerated motion. It is correct. It is true. The direction of velocity in uniform circular motion is become 0, constant, changing, none of the above. So, So direction of velocity in uniform circular motion is changing. See, however, the direction of velocity keeps on changing. So that's why its direction is changing. It changes the direction. Okay. Next. Now discuss uniform circular motion as periodic motion. Uniform UCM, nothing but uniform circular motion as periodic motion. Any motion which repeats itself in equal intervals of time is called a periodic motion. This is pendulum. Pendulum exhibits a periodic motion. So any motion which repeats equal intervals of time, that is regular intervals of time, is called periodic motion. A particle performing uniform circular motion moves continuously along the same circle and the time taken by to complete each circle is always constant. So therefore, a uniform circular motion is called a periodic motion. See, this is, it exhibits uniform circular motion. Next, a rotating here, rotation of the earth. Now, period of revolution. The time taken by a particle performing uniform circular motion to complete one revolution is called the period of revolution. So, consider a circle of radius r moving with linear velocity v. Here we are taking the circle of radius r and the particle is moving with the linear velocity v. So, then time is equal to distance by speed. Therefore, t is equals to circumference of circle by speed. Here distance nothing but it is moving along the circumference of the circle. So, that gives the distance. So, in the place of distance we are writing circumference of the circle. So, t is equals to circumference of circle by speed. So, that is 2 pi r by speed. Since circumference circle is equals to 2 pi r. So 2 pi r by v. So t is equals to 2 pi r by v. 2 pi r gives the circumference, speed nothing but v. As v is equals to omega r or r omega, substituting this in this, then it is t is equals to 2 pi by omega. This is the period of revolution, the time taken by the particle to perform or performing uniform circular motion to complete one revolution is called the period of revolution. So t is equals to 2 pi by omega. Frequency of revolution n. Let us discuss. The number of revolutions performed per unit time by a particle in uniform circular motion is called the frequency of revolution. So in time t, the particle completes one revolution. Therefore, in unit time, 1, that is 1 second, it completes 1 by t revolutions. Therefore, n is equals to 1 by t. As t is equals to 2 pi by omega, n is equals to, this can be substituting t value in this, we get omega by 2 pi. So therefore, n is equals to omega by 2 pi. The SI of frequency is called the hertz. Unit of frequency is hertz. SI unit of frequency is hertz. Symbolically Hz. Now discuss MCQs. The number of revolutions performed per unit time in uniform circular motion is called period of revolution, frequency of revolution, both A and B, none of the above. So the number of revolutions performed per unit time is called frequency of revolutions. Okay. Next. SI unit of frequency is called per second, hertz, both A and B, none of these. So SI unit of frequency is both A and B. We can take per second or hertz. Why? Because n is equals to 1 by t. 1 by nothing but per second or hertz. So that's why both A and B is the correct answer. Period of revolution T is given by 2 pi r by V, 2 pi by omega, omega by 2 pi, both A and B. Period of revolution T is given by both A and B, 2 pi r by V, or can be written as 2 pi by omega. Now discuss centripetal acceleration. Centripetal acceleration. Centripetal acceleration using calculus method. Let us discuss. Consider a particle revolving with a uniform angular speed omega along the circle in the x, o, y plane. Here we are taking the particle and it is revolving with a angular speed omega along the circle in the x, o, y plane, that is xy plane. Let the center of circle be at the origin O. This is the center of the circle. Let R be the radius of the circle. Suppose the particle moves from A to B in time t. This is the particle is moving from A to P in time t. Draw a perpendicular from P on x and y axis. This is the perpendicular we are drawing from P on x and y axis. At x axis it touches the M and on y axis it touches the N. So these two are the perpendiculars. The P point is x comma y. So then angle POM is equals to theta, that is equals to omega t. The radius vector at time t is given by r bar is equals to x I cap plus y j cap. From triangle POM, x is equals to r cos theta, that is equals to r cos omega t, and y is equals to r sin theta, that is equals to r sin omega t. So therefore r bar is equals to r cos omega t I cap plus r sin omega t j cap, since omega is equals to theta by t. The linear velocity of the particle is given by v bar is equals to d by dt of r bar. So that is equals to d by dt of r bar nothing but I cap r cos omega t plus j cap r sin omega t. That is equals to r of d by dt of I cap cos omega t plus j cap sin omega t. So this can be written as r I cap d by dt of cos omega t plus j cap d by dt of sin omega t. Now we are doing differentiation. So then r of I d by dt of cos omega t plus j cap of d by dt of sin omega t. So then this is equals to d by dt of cos omega t minus omega sin omega t, d by dt of cos theta minus sin theta. So here omega t nothing but again omega. So d by dt of cos omega t nothing but minus omega sin omega t plus d by dt of sin omega t is equals to d by dt of sin theta cos theta. Again omega t omega. So d by dt of sin omega t is equals to omega cos omega t. So here in this we are writing j cap of omega cos omega t. So v bar is equals to minus I cap r omega sin omega t plus j cap r omega cos omega t. Therefore the acceleration of the particle will be a bar is equals to dv bar by dt. That is equals to d by dt of minus I cap r omega sin omega t plus j cap r omega cos omega t. So this can be written as taking r omega as a common. So r omega of d by dt of minus I cap sin omega t plus j cap cos omega t. So this is equals to r omega minus I cap d by dt of sin omega t plus j cap d by dt of cos omega t. So this can be written as, now we are doing differentiation, r omega minus I cap d by dt of sin omega t omega cos omega t. So here we are writing in the place of this omega cos omega t plus j cap d by dt of cos omega t minus omega sin omega t. Here we are writing this minus omega sin omega t. So this can be written as minus I cap omega into omega, omega square cos omega t minus j cap r omega into omega, omega square sin omega t. So minus omega square taking common, I cap r cos omega t plus j cap r sin omega t. So therefore r bar is equals to minus omega square. R bar. So R bar is equals to I cap R cos omega t plus J cap R sin omega t. Now A bar is equals to minus omega square R bar. So negative sign shows that direction of the acceleration is opposite to that of the radius vector. Here negative sign indicates that the direction is the opposite direction. So acceleration is opposite to that of the radius vector. So now its magnitude A is equals to, that is acceleration is equals to omega square r, or A is equals to v square by r, since v is equals to r omega. This is the relation between linear speed and angular speed. Now let us discuss MCQs. The radial acceleration of the particle in vector form is given as A bar is equals to minus omega square r bar, and A bar is equals to omega square r bar, A bar is equals to omega r bar, and D option is A bar is equals to minus omega r bar. So the radial acceleration of the particle vector form is given as A bar is equals to minus omega square r bar. Okay. Next, the radial centripetal acceleration for a circular motion is directed along the radius toward the center, along the radius away from the center, along the radius towards or away from the center, tangential to the circle. So this is along the radius towards the center. Okay. Next, centripetal acceleration using vector method. Let us discuss centripetal acceleration using vector method. Now we are taking consider a particle performing uniform circular motion with a linear speed v and angular speed omega along a circle of radius r. See, this is the particle. Now the particle from point A to B in a very short interval of delta t, and it traces small angle delta theta. So this is the point, particle is moving from A to B with the angle delta theta. A is the position at a distance of r. Let AP bar and BQ bar represent the velocities v1 and v2 of the particle at points A and B respectively. So these are the velocities v1 and v2. Now draw BS and parallel to AB. This is parallel to AP. AP and BS are parallel. Now draw line SQ. Now I'll discuss BS bar plus SQ bar is equals to BQ bar. So therefore SQ bar is equals to BQ bar minus BS bar. That is equals to BQ bar minus AP bar. So that is equals to V2 bar minus V1 bar. So this is change in velocity in time delta t is equals to delta V bar. This is the delta V. Now when the radius vector rotates through an angle delta theta, the tangent also rotates through the same angle. So therefore the triangles AOB and QBS are similar. This AOB and QBS are similar triangles. So in triangle BSQ delta V is equals to V delta theta. Now differentiating delta V with respect to delta T. Then the delta V by delta T is equals to V into delta theta by delta T. So now taking limit as delta T tends to 0, we get limit delta T tends to 0, delta V by delta T, that is equals to V, limit delta T tends to 0, delta theta by delta T. So this can be written as dV by dt is equals to V d theta by dt. dV by dt is nothing but A, that is acceleration. So A is equals to V omega, d theta by dt nothing but omega. So this is the centripetal acceleration using vector method. A is equals to V omega. Therefore A is equals to omega square R, since V is equals to R omega. So the direction of acceleration is the same as that of delta V bar or S Q bar. So when delta T tends to 0, B will almost coincide with A and S Q will be along the radius towards the center. In vector notation, the acceleration given by A bar is equals to minus omega square R bar. So thus acceleration of the particle performing uniform circular motion is always directed along the radius towards the center. Hence it is called radial or normal or centripetal acceleration. So the negative sign in the above relation indicates that the direction of the acceleration is opposite to that of the radius vector. So direction is opposite to that of the radius vector. Here A bar is equals to minus omega square R bar. Now let us discuss MCQs. Centripetal acceleration is also called as radial acceleration, normal acceleration, both A and B, none of the above. Centripetal acceleration is also called as either normal acceleration or radial acceleration. So centripetal acceleration is also called as radial acceleration or normal acceleration, both A and B. Thanks for watching this video.